Hello students, good morning. This is a video on Mirabai's work I Am Mad with Love. So first of all, let us understand about Mirabai. Who is she and what did she write and why did she write? So we are going to discuss the poem text and summary and gist of the poem I Am Mad with Love. So, here it is completely understandable why Mirabai's words resonate so deeply still. Mirabai's bhajan, still we love to listen Mirabai's bhajan and all. Why? Because she is one of the most soul stirring figures in history. A woman who traded a crown for a life of wandering and divine obsession. Right? She refused to live a life of princes, and because she had a divine obsession with Krishna, Lord Krishna. So here we will come to know about Saint Princess of Rajasthan, her profound poem of longing. First, introduction to Mirabai. So that is circa 1498 to 1547. You just have to remember her duration, and that is around 1498 to 1547. Mirabai was a 16th century Rajput princess. You should think this way, 16th century is not too much old, but yes, she was a 16th century Rajput princess and the legendary figure in the Bhakti movement. You should know that era that was Bhakti movement. So she is the 16th century Rajput princess and a legendary figure in the Bhakti movement. What Bhakti movement? Which is a period in Indian history defined by a surge of devotional love toward God. Right? We can not compare, but yes, you must have studied history of English literature, in which you studied that's the 17th century, which was Puritan age, right? So Puritan age is when author were writing for purify their soul, like John Milton's poetry on his blindness, Paradise Lost, Paradise Regained, John Bunyan's poem Pilgrim's Progress, something like this. So that's the poems were written by authors, and then they try to purify their soul. Similarly, Bhakti movement is a period of Indian history defined by a surge of devotional love toward God. So this was at that time people were thinking like this, authors were writing devotional poems and they were devoted to thoroughly devoted to God. So that is the period which Mirabai belongs. Now, her personal life and public life, early life. Born in Kudki, please remember the place Kudki, Rajasthan. And she was the daughter of Ratan Singh Rathore, please remember. Her father's name was Ratan Singh Rathore, and from a young age she was captivated by Lord Krishna. She loved Lord Krishna like anything, considering him her spiritual husband, and openly she accepted that I have I am married with Lord Krishna and he is my spiritual husband. Then her marriage. For political reasons, she was married to Prince Bhoj Raj. Remember, all these things you should write and learn. So she was married to Prince Bhoj Raj of Mewar. However, she famously refused to fulfill traditional wifely duties, claiming she was already married to Krishna, and she refused to accept wifely duties and all, and she openly said that I am already wife of Lord Krishna. Now, naturally, there was conflict. After her husband's death, she was pressured to perform sati, self immolation, which she refused. Why? And her in laws, especially the Rana of Mewar, or allegedly tried to poison her and sent her a basket with a cobra. So you can imagine that what big conspiracy was uh, that's done against her. And then after her husband's death, she was actually pressurized to perform sati pratha, self immolation duty, and she refused. So her in-laws, especially Rana of Mewar, he allegedly tried to poison her and sent her a basket with a cobra. But legend says the poison turned into nectar and the snake to a flower garland, because she was a divine soul, of course. Then the wanderer. Eventually, she left the palace to live as a sannyasi, and she left that palace and she lived ascetic life, dancing and singing in the streets and temples of Vrindavan and Dwarka. Remember both the places where she used to in these streets she used to and visit temples, right? Used to visit temples and dancing and singing in the streets of Vrindavan and Dwarka. Now, what's the poem? I am mad with love. Also known, please remember this is also known, no one knows my pain, or I am pale with lodging. So, three names of one poem. I am mad with love, main name, main title. Otherwise, this poetry is also known as No One Knows My Pain, or I am pale with longing, right? So, please remember. Now, text. I am mad with love, and no one knows my pain. Only the wounded understand the agonies of the wounded. Right? So this is very important line. Only the wounded understand the agonies of wounded. When the fire rages in the heart, only the jeweler knows the value of the jewel. Very important. She compares the pain with that's a wounded person, and she says that when the fire rages in the heart, only the jeweler knows the value of the jewel, not the one who lets it go. In pain I wander from door to door, but I could find no doctor. And simple poem, and she says that, says Meera, Harke, my lord, my pain will vanish only when the dark one Krishna is the doctor himself. My doctor is Lord Krishna. If I get Lord Krishna, everything will be fine. Now, meaning and analysis. The madman of love, madness of love. Meera uses the word madness not as a mental illness but as a state of being completely consumed by divine ecstasy. She is insane by the world's standards because she ignores social status for her faith. So she was not mad. She was, her madness of love was very extreme. And she says that my that's a she was not suffering from any mental illness, but that state of being completely, because she was consumed, completely consumed by divine ecstasy. So she is insane by the world standards. So that is why people said that she was insane. Why? Because she ignores social status for her faith. So she refused all social status, money, muscle, everything, power, because of her faith. So the incommunicable pain. She can't explain pain, her pain into words. She expresses a profound sense of isolation. And she says that no one can understand, no common people can understand my pain. Her pain is viraha, the intense longing for a beloved who is not physically present. So she says that my God is not physically present, and that's why I'm separated from my husband, Lord God, Lord Krishna. So that viraha means detachment. She is aloof from her husband, right? Because there was no physical marriage. That is just mental, she thought, right? So the metaphor of the wounded, she argues that empathy is limited, just as only a soldier knows the sting of a wound. Only a fellow seeker of God can understand her spiritual suffering. This suffering cannot be understood. It is not able to understand by common people. That needs that mindset, that brain, that soul, spiritual, right? Suffering cannot understand by common people. That needs spirituality, and those people can understand me. Now the jeweler and the jewel. This is the critique of her critics and her royal family jewelers. They saw her as a shame to the family, throwing away the jewel, whereas she knows her devotion is the only thing of true value. She knows that my devotion is my true value. I don't have any kind of fear with my families and a society and anyone else. I don't have fear. I am not frightened. So she says that because I, when they saw her as a shame to family, right? So throwing away the jewel, I refuse jewelry and all. And fine, so this is the jeweler and the jewel. Who is jeweler? Family members. And jewel, when she refuses to wear all kind of physical jewelry and other things, except princess, a status of princess and all. Now, the divine physician. The poem concludes with the idea that her disease, love, can only be cured by the source, Lord Krishna, right? She says that solution is only who is the physician, Lord Krishna. Meet, uh, if I meet him, I will be okay 100%. So finally, translation and the purpose translator. This specific English version is often attributed to A.J. Olson or inspired by translators of Robert Bly or Jane. Many have done translation. Actually, it was Mirabai originally wrote in a mix of Rajasthani, Brij Bhasha, and Gujarati. Please remember, this text originally is written in mix of language Rajasthani, Brij Bhasha and Gujarati. Purpose: the poem serves as a bhajan, devotional song. Poem is a devotional song. Its purpose was to express her spiritual rebellion, right? That is spiritual rebellion. It was an act of defiance against the suffocating patriarchy of 16th century Rajput court and a declaration of her soul's independence. She said, I am an independent soul. I cannot uh, restricted restrict myself in this worldly achievements and all. So the central idea is unconditional devotion, bhakti, right? So that is the central idea, and it highlights the sweet agony of pain. That's a oxymoron she has used. Sweet agony, severe pain, but it is sweet pain of the human soul seeking union with divine. And that's human soul which is seeking union with the divine. So this poem emphasizes that the path of true love is lonely. You have to be lonely, right? Because if you mix with the people, you will never get the true love of God, and misunderstood by those who value material things over spiritual ones. People may say that she got married in a with a very famous and rich person, but still she could not live that life, that kingly life. So she says that such people cannot understand spiritual gain, spiritual, that is that can only be understood by a spiritual person. So conclusion is Mirabai's legendary is one of the freedom through faith, right? So that's a freedom through faith. She is free but through faith. God's, right? Lord God, she was devoted to Lord Krishna by declaring herself mad with love. I accept I am a mad, right? I am mad with love. She escaped the constraints of being a princess. She realized that I no one can compel me to live such life. So she escaped from constraints of being a princess, because if she is princess, she is not able to dance in the temple and singing, and cannot devote herself in the to the god. And then prince, so being a princess, a widow, and a woman in a rigid society, because every for princes have some norms, a widow have, a woman have norms. So society, this rigid society, she has to break down all kind of constraints, and then only she can devote herself to Lord Krishna. So her poem concludes that the only remedy for the soul's restlessness is a direct, that is personal connection with the divine. So that is personal connection with Lord Krishna or divine, right? So that is the little bit idea about Mirabai's Mirabai's poem, I Am Mad with Love. But here, please remember her her biography, we can say, love, duration, and then about her husband's name, who's Raja, and other things you should remember, how she was given poison or something, everything. Then poetry is very simple. You can remember the poetry and then discuss the poetry, take out the summary and gist of the poetry, that is central idea. And what's the conclusion? Conclusion is that the only remedy for the soul's restlessness is a direct personal connection with the divine, right? So we have to be connected with divine, right? Thank you. Bye bye. God bless you.